Murder. You never get used to it. The only thing thicker than the city smog is the fog of mystery around this case. I'd been poring over the evidence for hours with nothing. And to top things off, I was stuck with a team of detectives as sharp as a bag of marbles. Let me introduce you. Detective Know-It-All. According to him, he knows it all. Here's Detective Carmen Sandiego, former spy, now professional investigator. Detective Spikeflame. I have no idea how this person ever became a detective. And that's me, babysitting these guys. It's like herding cats. Now I'm allergic to cats. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you about this crazy murder case. Crazier than my ex. It all started when a cleaner came for their favorite vacuum in the spookiest corner of the basement. If you ask me, vacuums have no business being in boiler rooms, but what do I know? I clean crime scenes, not toilets. The poor woman turned a corner, looked down and saw a grisly sight. The victim was no ordinary victim, but rather the Gargon. Cause of death, blunt force trauma. Born of darkness, it's unusual to ever even see a Gargon. Never mind get the jump on him, never mind bash his brains in. But that wasn't all that was unusual about the scene of the crime. Nearby we found two suspicious objects. A bottle of some mysterious green liquid, glowing smugly like it had a secret it didn't want to share. And a metallic bowl with mysterious etchings. Between the bottle of green mystery juice and this metal singing bowl, I felt I'd stumbled onto a ritual instead of a crime scene, or maybe a cooking show gone horribly wrong. And all I had to work with was a team of detectives who probably couldn't even detect their own lunch break. We pored over the evidence again and again. Nothing to show for it. Even still, my team insisted on calling themselves the Super Private Eye Wonders. SPOO for short. SPOO! Stupidest thing I've ever heard. But even a broken watch is right twice a day. And somehow these guys figured out something. That bottle of mysterious liquid sloshing could only be one thing if the Gargon was by. Gargloop. And we knew there was somebody who was looking for Gargloop and would do anything to get it. Sheba, our first suspect. Sheba, part doll, part demon, all mystery. At 102 years old and only 32 pounds, Sheba had been trying to find ways to get bigger for years and years. She was known to be concocting horrific potions as an attempt to grow her shriveled body. I knew an alchemist once who used Gargloop as a binding agent, but little do people know that it's very unstable stuff. If used incorrectly, it could cause problems. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe Sheba got some bad Gargloop from the Gargon and took out her vengeance on him.
I'm gonna get you.
Gargon?
360 no You got wrecked. Haha, pwned.
It was a good start, but the evidence was circumstantial at best. On further examination, the theory had more holes in it than a Swiss cheese riddled with bullets. Was Sheba even big enough to take down someone as huge as the Gargon? How could it be possible that she could bludgeon the beast without leaving any other evidence? And none of this explains how the metal bowl got involved. All of it was leading us nowhere. So the team kept on sleuthing, with about as much finesse as a marching band in a public library. We focused on the bowl until it struck us like a batter getting hit by lightning. Blaha. Blaha was the known importer of singing bowls. It's likely that every last singing bowl in this city has had his fin prints on it at some point or another. Made him a prime suspect. Our research uncovered a very unusual fact. The very best lubrication for singing bowls is barbecued butter. And who has the most barbecued butter? Why, no one other than the Gargon.
I need barbecued butter.
Gargons treat barbecued butter like a delicacy, and Blaha must have known that. Perhaps Blaha was trying to secure a new supply chain of barbecued butter, and perhaps the Gargon didn't like that too much. So Blaha had to take things into his own fins.
Can I please have some barbecue butter?
Gargon? Gargon.
Oh, thanks.
But it still didn't add up. If Blaha was the culprit, then why was there Gargloop? We needed a theory that could explain both objects. If we were gonna crack this case open like a crusty clamshell. So we hit the books. And it's then that I discovered the piece that put it all together. Turns out every 4 or 5 years, a Gargon needs to hibernate. Part of its puberty. But the only way it can hibernate is by hearing a specific frequency. A frequency specifically attuned to the vibrations of its own body. It's almost impossible to create that sound artificially. There must be some way that the Gargon can do it. And then I had an idea that would prove to be disastrous. A sound rang out unlike any I'd ever heard before. Vibrating Gargloop, rocking me to my core. That's when it all came together. This was no murder. This was just a Gargon slumber party gone wrong. But then it hit me. If this crazy sound could put a Gargon so far under it would seem dead, would ringing it again wake it up? Thank God for flashlights. With the mystery solved, all that was left were the just desserts. Gargon, these wouldn't be so sweet.
I'm saying that over 20 victims were murdered. This is all found by SPOO, the detective organization.
It's Spoon!
Gargon will be doing life in jail. Yes! With parole. That will be all.
Wait.